Hi, you guys. Before we begin, as always, reminders and announcements. So remember that you need to submit or turn in photos of your notes and models in Google Classroom on the day that it was assigned. On Friday, I am going to be going through and grading all of those. So if you've missed any, get them in there before Friday and they go in as zeros. All right. Remember to always attempt the practice problems or at least write them down. That makes the most use of our class time, even if I'm not there. No school Friday, no assignment, no tutor time. So Thursday's homework is post your notes and your models of your pictures on Thursday for Tuesday's lesson. Next week, Monday, no school. Tuesday, Wednesday, Group A is in session. Thursday, Friday, Group B. Make sure that you have figured out your transportation. All right, here we go. Typing reminders. Remember, exponents need to be in parentheses. We've talked a lot about that. As far as prime factors go, they can be typed as a list separated by commas, or they can be multiplied together with asterisks. Do not use X. So no, here, I'm going to write that down because I'm still getting some, and I don't want people giving me X's. You know who I'm talking to. No X for multiplying. X is now a variable. Okay, stop using X to multiply anything. So if I wanted the least common multiple of 8a squared b, that's 2 times 2 times 2 times a times b. So I could type that with commas in between, with asterisks in between every one, or variables can actually be adjacent to one another, and we know that they are going to be multiplied. There's not confusing that there's some number called AA, right? But if I don't put, if I write that as 222, that's 222. Now I get when you're doing notes, you'll probably write that a bunch and you'll even see me write it. But if you're being asked for an answer and you're being asked to prime factor and show the prime factorization, you cannot write 222 because that's 222, which is not prime factored, right? So 12ab squared c is 2 times 2 times 3, a, b, b, c. You can either list them out with commas like that. You can use asterisks between every one, or you can just use the asterisks, that's a hard word to say sometimes, between the numbers, okay? The letters can be adjacent to each other. So please look at what this says, okay? List, commas between every one, multiplied, numbers must be separated. And then we like them when they're least to greatest in alpha order. I won't mark you off for that, but that is helpful. All right, so go ahead and whoever's watching this class, please hit pause. And you guys are going to take your notes quiz in Google Classroom. Please use your notes and view accuracy in case you have any questions. You should now pause. All right, here is what your notes should have looked like. So again, I keep showing these to you because I want you to see the model of how much work it is that I'm expecting you to do at home. So least common multiple had very little as far as notes go, a definition for least common multiple and the 3 steps. However, there were 7 models and you were to copy all of those completely, including the work, okay? The models are not an attempt and you can try them or not. The models I want in your notes fully with all of the work shown. So take a look and reflect on what it is that you're actually doing to help yourself be successful. Are you really showing all of that work? All right. 4 lesson tips and tricks. So least common multiple and greatest common factor have many of the same steps, but they are not the same. Think about what those words mean. Least common multiple is the smallest number that they'll all go into evenly. It's like a common denominator. Least, smallest, common, what they all share, multiple, so I'm scaling up. Greatest common factor is the largest factor. So remember, like you prime factor, you use a factor tree that they all have in common. That's used for factoring. We just did that lesson. You can only cancel or reduce factors that are multiplied or divided. You cannot cancel across terms. If something is being added or subtracted, you can't do that. So yesterday we saw a problem that looked something like this, where we had like 2x squared plus 3x over 3x plus 5. You cannot cancel those. Those are trapped in parentheses until you factor or do something else with it. You cannot cancel things that are being added and subtracted. All right. The third thing is you must use prime factorization. We are in algebra now. I do not want to see you listing multiples like you learned in elementary school. So yes, 16, the multiples of 16 are 16, 32, 48, 64, and so on. But I don't want you using that technique, scaling these numbers up until you figure out one that they have in common. I want you to break them down into primes and learn how to find the least common multiple by using an algebra strategy. Okay. Plus, it won't work for variables. And then the last thing is if you can prime factor in your head, that is totally fine. We use mostly small-ish numbers. So if you can do that in your head, that's great. If that is not something that you can reliably do, you need to be using a factor tree or the ladder strategy in order to make sure that those prime factors are listed correctly. All right. You can always use a calculator to check it really fast before you move on. All right. So I'm actually going to ask whoever's watching this class to pause and discuss this really quick. Which ones of these do you want to see worked? Okay. Instead of just jumping into showing them all to you, I want you to hit pause and have a class discussion. Which ones did you try? Which ones might you have missed? Okay. The answer keys were on there, so hopefully you checked them if you did them. Please pause now. Put the kids on the spot. Ask them what they did. All right, here they are worked. You can look through all of these. You can hit pause again. So we'll say, I like purple, pause. Okay, to review any of those that you want. Answers are here typed. The work is shown in blue. All right, independent classwork. This is your long pause. So what I want you to do is these 9 problems, try and get to all of them in the time that we have. The reason that first one is in yellow is because it was on the test. See if you can do it now that we've done a review of that. A lot of people miss that one. So remember, least common multiple, not greatest common factor. Hit pause, please. Okay, if you have not hit pause to work all 9 of those, you need to do that. This should be shown in the last 5 to 10 minutes of class. Here are the answers. Please hit pause again and let students check over this. In the last couple of minutes, I have one last announcement. All right, tonight at home, it is Thursday and no school tomorrow. Watch or rewatch lesson 56 on direct variation. We will be doing that one on Tuesday. But you need to have the notes put into Google Classroom under today, Thursday. Okay, even though we're not talking about them until Tuesday, they're due posted in Thursday. If you have taken the notes already, watch it at 1.75. It's actually kind of fun to do that, but rewatch the video, right? That is how you are going to learn this information better. It won't take very long. Check your notes. Make sure that you completed all of the models. Submit your photo under Google Classroom today. I realize it's not till Tuesday's assignment, but it goes under today, Thursday. And then remember, Tuesday, we will do a Google form quiz. And remember, I will be grading all of your notes on Friday. So make sure that the photos are in there for all of those lessons that we've been doing this past week when I've been out. Sorry, I'm still out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.